Hi, morning. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good. I loved this movie because I had no idea what I was getting into. I just saw David Harbour as a ghost haunting Anthony Mackie's house and was like, great, I'm in. I don't need much more information than that. But it
Mhm.
is so sweet. And part of the reason it's sweet is because Kevin just genuinely wants to help, even though it's like it's a ghost. But your portrayal of Kevin is just very honest and open. And so, for you as an actor, what was kind of the joy of getting to play that character?
So many things. I think the initial thing that stood out to me about Kevin is how alike we are. I love that he has his own style and that he is committed to being himself. That was really important to me, and committed to sharing his own views, and not afraid to stand up, or not stand up, but challenge his father in some way. Um, I love that he was so willing to and adamant about protecting Ernest. I think his loyalty and his dedication to protecting him throughout the movie really struck me as well. And so those similarities were really like the catalyst for why I was really excited to play him.
Yeah, and you mentioned he like doesn't fight his dad, but he stands up to him. But one of the first moments that I was like, oh, I love this kid, is they're talking about music, and he was like, the greatest guitarist I ever live is Jimi Hendrix. He's like, not if you ask Jimi Hendrix, and he like fights him about music, which I
Mhm.
was like, oh, I love that because music, like, and Kevin's upset like use of music throughout this movie is really cool. Um, from what I know, you are a musician as well, and so for you, what was that like? Was that fun to get to play music and to like have that be such an integral part of Kevin and his journey with Ernest?
Yes, it was. I definitely feel like Kevin has broadened my general knowledge about music, because I did not know some of the songs and references prior to starting the film, and so I had to work hard at practicing and really studying to make it feel really organic coming out of my mouth. You know, like, because for him, this is what he listens to all the time. He's immersed himself into that kind of world, and it was very new to me. And so, yeah, it's really great that you saw that. You know how music is really important to him, and is a way that he can express himself. It was really cool.
Sorry, a
Uh-oh.
cat is
I
she a cat instantly started to try to walk across the screen. Um, but because it is funny because it is like music I listened to as a teenager, and I was not prepared for Kevin to be like playing. I think it's Bad Moon on the Rise that he's playing. And I was
Yeah.
just like, all right, go off. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll get this ghost out playing this song from the 70s. Uh, but Kevin is like very important in general in this movie, but especially with Ernest because it's David Harbour not speaking. And Kevin's kind of his voice and telling everybody what's going on. And so, how was it kind of, what was that like on set? Like, was David Harbour there, or was it just, you were doing whatever and then they put him in later?
No, David was there the whole time. I mean, there were some times for special effects purposes where we had to um step him out, and I would just kind of act um, to the air, and he would just kind of be an eye line. But no, he was there the whole time. And one thing I really admire and love about David is, even though there are times where, or for the whole movie, he doesn't really speak, he wasn't any less committed to the process. I mean, he still really gave it all that he had, and that was really inspiring for me to commit the same way. And I loved working with him. He was amazing.
And it's so funny because this movie could be so cheesy easily, and it's not. Like I truly was on the edge of my seat because I was like, what happened to this man? Did he like murder a whole family? Like, why? What is going on? Why can't he remember his life? But it works, and it's very fun to kind of unravel the mystery because it's not black and white. Like I wasn't sure what was going on the entire time. And so in playing a mystery like that, where essentially Ken and his friend are detectives, they're trying to figure out what happened to this ghost. Is that fun for you as an actor to kind of bring that mystery to life and bring this journey to the screen?
It is. I felt like, obviously I was performing in it, but I felt like the audience at the same time, simultaneously while doing it. I was like, "Oh, this is fun." And I think Joy and Kevin's relationship and their determination to figure out what happened, in a way, it really serves as like the driving force throughout the first part of the movie, and so that was really cool, and that was something that was very present and that really stood out to me while reading the script is that Joy and Kevin's determination to figure this whole thing out is also what keeps the audience interested. So it was really fun, and Isabella Russo, she was
Mhm.
great to do those scenes with, and David as well. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I loved their little like the heist to get him to where they needed to, like that whole
Yeah,
like race sequence was so funny.
yeah,
But this movie is also very like it's very family oriented. It's Kevin kind of going through this with his family and his dad and his brother not listening to him, and we get to kind of see that struggle throughout the movie. How did you guys kind of work on building that family dynamic? Because this is kind of like one of the first times we've seen Anthony Mackie as just a dad in
yeah.
something and not like, not a superhero or not playing some character that is larger than life. He's a dad just trying to figure out the best way to keep his family afloat.
Sure. Well, I would have loved if he had shown up to set wearing his Falcon costume. That would have been dope.
Just goes
That would have that would
the
have been a
wings
really
pop out.
great icebreaker for the day. Nah, no, but you're right. I mean, it's so interesting. When we were shooting the film, like for the first month or so, we really shot most of the family stuff, and it felt like we were just shooting a family sitcom or with some dramatic elements here and there, because of the camaraderie between the four of us. And so funny, like off screen, we were kind of falling back into our character type things. Like Erica and I would be on the same side, and Anthony and Niles would be on a different side. We were having like these discussions, these like lively debates and stuff like that. And so we were a real family for throughout the filming, and so it was great. I loved them, and I think that the family dynamic really shines through when you're watching the movie. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, it does. And now you can walk around and tell everyone that your fictional dad is Captain America. Just
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
that's my dad is Captain.
exactly, exactly.
With the movie, like I said, it's just incredibly cute. Like I loved watching it. I was just like, I need to know what's happening. I'm very invested. But what do you hope audiences take away when they get to see We Have a Ghost?
Uh, I hope that they are able to find a sense of familiarity with the family and with the friendship between Ernest and Kevin. I think the specifically Ernest and Kevin's relationship, it's really like the heart of the movie. And it's about protecting your friends and doing whatever you can to protect the ones you love. And I hope people are able to find a maybe place of empathy for people in real life like Ernest, and who maybe have are a little are a little complicated in some ways, and most people don't understand them. I hope people can find a similar empathy for other people in their life, and I hope people just have fun. Like it's a fun movie, it's an exciting movie, it's filled with adventure and lots of cool stuff. So I hope people have a good time when they're watching it.
I think they will. I think it was so nice to watch. And so thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Have a great one.